Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Our second live stream of tonight. We've got obviously the A-listers tonight, Habibis. We are going to be talking all things Premier League, Primeras Ligas. You get me? So we're going to be talking about all the results, of which only Man United are the only frauds. You get me? As per usual, nothing new in it. Man United are ass. Shock horror. They can't play the sport. Anyway, big up to all of you guys. Hit the like button on your way in. Subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do so. Big up to my guy Terry for the redirect. Big up everyone who's hopping in right now from the football terrace. So please like and subscribe on your way in. And actually, before I even bring out the panelists, there's something I just want to talk about. If the panelists would just excuse me for 30 seconds, because I want to address the elephant in the room, because this has been on my mind, and I'm going to just talk about it publicly before I bring the panel on. Jamie Carragher, you're an absolute disgrace. You're a disgrace, and you're pathetic for saying you're disappointed in Salah. How dare you say you're disappointed in Salah? You should say you're disappointed in the club. You should say you're disappointed in the ownership. You're disappointed in Richard Hughes. You're disappointed in Michael Edwards. Not you're disappointed in Salah. Yes, the story of this week was City and Madrid. That's why it's the best time right now to actually say to the public that he hasn't been offered a contract. And guess what? If they're not meeting his wage demands and they're not meeting the length of contract, then they should be called out. Not Salah. We can't call out the guy that has 16 GA in 12 Premier League games, has contributed to 67% of Liverpool's goals this season. Instead of you calling out the ownership, I remember when Gary Neville said, we need new owners. I agree with you, Gary, on that one. You're like, oh, we don't need new owners. We're Sustainable FC. Yeah, well, Sustainable FC has their 3 world-class players all running out of contract at the end of the season. You little rat. You're a disgrace, Carragher. You're a disgrace, and you're a sellout, and you're an FSG ambassador. Anyway. Joining us on the channel, you get me first and foremost. He beat Manchester City. Sorry, I just had to get that off my chest. He beat Manchester City 4-0 at the Etihad. It'll be the biggest disgrace if he's not top row. Biggest disgrace, you know, because Werner assist and Brennan Johnson goal means he must be top row. Man like Jacob is in the building. How you doing, Jacob Habibi?
Not good.
Why?
Bro, Vicario had surgery today.
Oh. Who's your backup keeper?
Don't make me say his name.
Forster, is it?
Fraser Forster. Fraser Forster. You know, I used to have a Subaru Forester, and it's like a family car, nice little SUV. And it gets down as fast as he could, which is not fast at all. I don't know. I'm a little bit lost right now. I feel like my expectations for everything are changing because going into a quarterfinal with Fraser Forster between the sticks, we're cooked. Going into Fulham next week, going into Roma. Even if Forster played at Roma, I wouldn't have liked it. I would still say we should start Vicario, and take Europa seriously. Bro, what? Man, just bring someone else on before I demonetize your video. The video barely started, so just move on. I don't want to. No one look at me. No one can look at me. I need to get my robe.
Damn. Okay, I thought you're gonna be happy.
I need to go get my robe somewhere. I don't know where it is.
Joining us next, you know, we're gonna go based on league table position. Currently, Chelsea are above Arsenal, so he's gonna be on the top row with us. You get me? They beat Leicester by 2-1. I actually, for the first time yesterday, watched the highlights of the game. I can't believe Madueke actually fully stopped a Palmer goal, bro. That was the funniest. I think that was the funniest moment of the whole season so far. You get me? But
hey, Rodders, you may call it post, not sticks. I'll call it whatever the fuck I want to call it. How about that?
By the way, there's nothing wrong with saying in between the sticks. People say that as well.
Bro, I played goalkeeper for 18 years. I'll call it whatever the fuck I want to call it. How about that?
No, I'm not. I'm saying that's even an English thing people say in between the sticks.
Yeah, well, if you get that finicky over, oh, I call it this. Well, I'm not you. How about that?
Cry. Anyway, speaking of not Jacob joining us on the channel next is man like Lewis. How you doing, Lewis?
Bro, I'm so angry. I'm sorry, Rodders. I didn't mean to.
It's so good to have my club back. It's good that the international break is over. I get to watch some football, and I get to actually be excited to watch Chelsea play. But yeah, big up to everybody. Leicester got cooked, and we also gave them their Independence Day. So shout out to Leicester, our Blue Brothers. We're happy to save you. And yeah, it's great to be back. Also, I've got Fraser Pornstar in goal next week. Let's go. Let's go. Things just get better and better for us. I cannot wait. Nicholas Jackson's gonna be scoring again. Let's have it, guys. Up the Chelsea. Big up.
You know.
And also, fuck Jamie Carragher. I'm with you too. Fuck Jamie Carragher.
Fuck Jamie Carragher. Yeah.
My football club. Disgrace.
I'm glad we all agree.
I care more about my keeper going out than I did about Carragher, so I forgot about what you said right before you brought me on the show. But I will say this: Salah also said that he's had no contact from the club about a contract, and it's in December. So whether he's not not meeting wage demands, or else you're calling Salah a liar. If you're saying, because he said in front of a camera with a mic in front of his face that the club has not approached me with any kind of a deal. So if you're saying that they're not meeting wage demands or it's a wage demand dispute, you're calling Mo Salah a liar in that instance, in my opinion.
Bro, you can't expect logic from a person who wanted us to keep Pochettino and said we were going to finish 7th this season. So it's what
respect America's greatest manager ever.
What? Oh yeah, the boot fits.
Respect America's
wear that.
Actually, the boot half
manager
because I thought they're gonna finish 6th, not 7th, to be fair. So
yeah, you still thought we should keep Poch. So yeah,
we got Poch. Joining us next on the channel, they won again. They won a game of football, their first win in 5. And actually, to be fair, listen, jokes aside, they slapped up Forest by a result I don't think any of us expected. Like, even if some people expected the Arsenal win, no one expected 3-0. You get me? Chris Wodinho was definitely not on it. You get me? But in the building, man, like Egal. How you doing, Egal? You're on mute, mate.
Jamie Carragher said that on national television. Man said the players are being selfish thinking about their contract when Liverpool is trying to win a league. This is why you might lose the league, bro. These guys, their heads might be gone looking at what their future is going to be. They might lose focus on what they're actually trying to compete for. But hey, welcome. Hope everyone's doing good. I'm in a good mood. I see Lewis chilling. He's happy. His club's back. I seen for the first time. Jacob, I'm going to be standing next to you, and I'm actually going to be cooking Man City instead of talking about your home cooking. You guys did good. Big up to you guys. And yeah, Mo Salah keeps saving.
It's all over.
Yeah, but
that's it. That was the highest moment of the season for us.
Hey, you might be able to savor this win a little bit longer. Just enjoy it for a little bit longer before the next game, at least.
Bro, this is like you went out partying and you snuck out of the house. You didn't think your parents are going to find out because they're out of town, but you just woke up and it's like, hey, we may be out of town, but we know you snuck out and you're going to be in trouble when we get home. It's like, how do I enjoy myself waiting for bro, Fraser Forster?
It's okay, man. It's okay. It's not that
okay. It's okay, Jacob.
Wait,
let me read
you still have the best attack in the league.
But 1 second. You guys are doing all this. Vicario has undergone surgery for a fracture of his right ankle, but that doesn't mean he's going to be out
4 months. For long. 4 months.
Look, past next week.
No, that's not 4 months.
I don't care.
Fractured ankle is a while, bro.
Who'd you have this week?
I rolled my ankle, and that shit had me out the whole season. Maybe it's because I'm a fat bastard, but yeah, he's a professional athlete, so you'd assume it'd be quicker. But a fractured ankle, bro. I'm sorry. That's
who you got this week?
One of the wannabe doctors.
Roma on Thursday. Then we got Fulham. We're done. Fulham scoring. That's over, bro. Fraser Forster, what the fuck is he gonna do?
Dunked on by West London
fuck is he gonna do?
Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you have any other keeper
West London? West London.
We have like 5 games in the next 2.5 weeks. Some shit.
Jacob,
we're done.
Have you got any other?
We got midweek games next week too.
Oh, Brandon Austin, you ever heard of him? He's a number, or excuse me, what they call a box ticker. He ticks a box. Homegrown English quota, check. We also got Alfie Whiteman, homegrown English goalkeeper on the roster, check. And Fraser Forster, homegrown English goalkeeper on the roster, check.
Like, that's not a bad thing. He could be better than Forster.
I've always said, why not? Because I know what Forster offers us. But there's no way you can wrap this where I'm like, when I did see him in the preseason, he doesn't look comfortable with the ball at his feet.
Yeah, but
Vicario barely looks comfortable with the ball at his feet.
But before we bring Shikh out, let me tell you something. 3 years ago, if given the chance, would I rather play Adrian against Atletico Madrid or 19-year-old Kelleher? I'm playing fucking 19-year-old Kelleher.
That's my line of thought as well. But either way, I think the situation is just not good. Not good.
I
It's a
hear you.
major drop off from what you know you're going to
Need
get with
experience.
Vicario to what you don't know.
I hear that. I just don't think Vicario is that good anyway. Joining us next on the channel is, you get me, the guy that got stopped by the tractors, Amorim era. Amorim era. You guys see the thumbnail, by the way? See how Amorim is looking into the sky already, giving up on his... Do you guys see the thumbnail? Watch this, watch this right here. Like Amorim era, you get me. I'm gonna show you guys the look that Amorim showed the whole world. Look at Amorim in the middle. Look, he's just staring at the fucking sky, bro. I have the actual PNG of it, like before I added it to the thumbnail. And it's just the most hilarious thing ever because the guy's just looking at the sky like this, just giving up, bro, and it's beautiful.
I had to deal with 90 minutes of Rashford and Garnacho, I understand.
Yeah, exactly. So joining us on the channel next is Shikh. Hi, Shikh.
Big up, y'all. How's everyone doing? It sucks to be the only person who didn't get a win this weekend, but it is what it is. Amorim Ball is here, and we have a lot to talk about. And the reason why he looks like that in that thumbnail, Hussam, is because of the players. That's why. And we're going to talk about it.
One thing I do
geez.
like, though, if I was in your place, he fully called out Bruno publicly.
He said a lot of things. He talked a lot about decision making, which we're going to get into, and I think that's a very, very big talking point about some of these players. So yeah, we're going to get into it. But in terms of Ruben Amorim and his system and the way that we played in moments of the game, I have no complaints at all.
Wow, Abdi Has with a bunch of names: Moncler Moyes, Prada Pardew, Hugo Boss Hodgson, Balenciaga Bielsa. That's the best one so far. Balenciaga Bielsa. Let's go.
LB Lopetegui. There we go. There's another.
You know, RSM, I'm gonna tell you something. Big up, RSM. If that's actually you, please message me on WhatsApp so I can mod you, bro. I always maintained, regardless of how annoying Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal fans are, the most delusional fan base by far is Man United. You give them an inch and they will take a mile. And if you want the prime example of this, look at Ten Hag's first season. Guy finished third and won a Carabao Cup, and we never heard the end of it. Big up to Comical Ali, who says, Egal the violinist, mind the gap. Oh, I can't wait to hear Egal's thoughts on Liverpool. I bet he thinks we're lucky again. You get me? So we're going to be talking about that right there. Big up to you, Ali. Thank you so much for the super chat. But there's only one place to start. You know, Roders has posted it in the chat already. Jacob's previous demons, now Sheikh's demons. Hi, Sheikh. Talk to me about the tractors stopping the Amorim party.
Well, first of all, we didn't lose to them. Like everyone's saying, oh, like Ipswich Town, this and that. We didn't lose to them. Okay, like respectfully, Spurs lost to them at home. I just want to make that one thing clear. But yeah, let's get into it. Big day, obviously. Ruben Amorim.
You lost to us at home, by the way. Just
we did. Yeah. I'm just saying. But yeah,
Manchester's lily white.
Ruben Amorim's first game, like I was saying, Ruben Amorim's first game, big day, obviously, for us. I think a lot of concerns were about the lineup, who's going to play where. We knew the system going into it. He's going to play three at the back with the wing backs, all that type of stuff. And yeah, lineup-wise, I was a little bit surprised with not the fact that Garnacho played as a 9, because we heard about it all week when we saw some training videos that Rashford is going to be the player who's going to start as a 9. So I wasn't surprised about that, but I was more so surprised as Ahmad playing as a wingback, because he was our best player going forward yesterday. And he was playing as a wingback, which I didn't quite understand. And even throughout the game, he made changes to try to help us in winning the game, like bringing on Xerxes and Højlund, but he never put Ahmad in that 10 position, which all of us wanted to see, and we all thought would be the starting 10s. Based off of his system, those two wingers, which were Garnacho and Bruno yesterday, they play as 10s. So you want to have players who are better on the ball, who can have a little bit of hold up. And that's what you require from some of those players. There were instances where Garnacho was through and on goal, and all he had to do was basically he didn't have enough pace to create something from it. But Yeah, it's just those are the requirements of players that we have currently in the system. You need to be good on the ball. He went with Eriksson and Casemiro in the midfield because he wanted to have more control. In the second half, I think we had 73% possession. Yes, we didn't really do much with it, but he was trying to gain control of the ball and keep the ball more so we can try to build from it. At times, Ipswich were getting into the game. I think the first 10, 15 minutes that we started off was great. The first goal that we scored, absolutely brilliant from Amad Diallo, and that just proves that he's one of our better players going forward. The way he created that goal on the right side of the pitch, and then Rashford with the good finish. But after that, Rashford was ghost as a 9. He didn't really, he wasn't having a lot of link up. He wasn't holding up the ball. His runs were off. Everything was just kind of off. Our problems with goal scoring are still kind of there. And like I said, I have no issue with the way that we played. In moments, we actually moved the ball really, really well. I thought defensively, Mazraoui, even Evans at times, even though he was getting kind of ripped to shreds by Omari Hutchinson at times, for the most part, he covered well. And that's why Ruben Amorim ended up making that substitution of bringing Luke Shaw on. But for the most part, in terms of shape, we were fine. It was just more so of the personnel that we have. Garnacho is just not good enough, average at best. Like, he honestly should not even be starting in this team. The best moments that we've seen of Garnacho is him off the bench. And that was in Ten Hag's first season.
Do you think some of your players are actually just ass, like, and
Yes.
can't be fixed?
Yes, they are.
Like,
Some
for
of them
real,
are just
fuck
ass.
all the agendas, being serious.
I think of it this way, right, Hassam, you're going into a new phase, like however you want to see it, right? Rival fans or not, United fans or not, we're going into a new phase. Ineos have just appointed their first manager. We're looking for them to back him, all that type of stuff. Like, it's fully underway. So some of these players are just not good enough. And I think Ruben Amorim, because of the way that he's talking about all those things after the game, he kind of understands the situation. These are not his players. These are not players that are well equipped for the system. Before he even got here, he talked about this. I think someone asked him a question like, oh, can you make United play like Sporting? And he said, my Sporting players are not like these United players. Like, it's completely different. The way that we defend is completely different. So it will take time.
He just said Johnny shit compared to Sporting? Is that what he's saying?
I mean, he basically said that he can't have them play the way Sporting play currently because of the players that we have. Sporting, the way that they play is after years of development that he himself has developed by playing certain players in that position. Look at Gyökeres. He used to play a false 9 in the system before. Then he ended up getting a player like Gyökeres who's like a striker who runs in behind and can hold up as well. So he's made changes and he's adapted, but it's taken time for him to do that. And I know this is just the first game, but this is kind of the reality of it. Some United fans were sitting there being so hyped. Oh, now all of a sudden those 80 goals is possible because Ruben Amorim is going to make us play all this positive attacking football. No, let's just be honest. Some of these players, one, they're getting equipped to a completely different system from what they've been doing for the past 2 years. And some of them are just not good enough for it. And I think that's just the reality of it. A lot of times my issue I had yesterday was we kept going towards the wings and we kept playing the ball to the wing backs. And Ahmad had a lot of the ball yesterday. And surprisingly, Bruno didn't actually have a lot of the ball. In the first 10, 15 minutes, especially with the goal, Bruno actually wasn't involved with it at all. And he was playing on the right side. And that saw less of him getting the ball too, which means that the system is set and every player is in their position. There's no free roam type of role for certain players. It's very system based. And we saw that most of that yesterday, but Ipswich could have won. I think Onana saved our ass. We caught life with some of the saves that he made. Like that one chance that he had, which was straight at him. I think it was past the penalty box. Caught life. Some of the chances that they had, we absolutely caught life. But the reality is that this will take time. And I think this is not even his.
Now imagine Fraser Forster trying to save you.
I hear that, and we're supposed to play you in a Carabao
Jacob,
Cup
Jacob, this is not Vicario injury therapy. We're talking about Ipswich and United. Can we
I find out like 30 minutes before our show starts.
Vicario ain't even that good, brother. Vicario not even that good.
So my girl just broke up with me, and you expect me to not be thinking about my girl breaking up with me. I hear Shikh. I'm in the present. I'm being a good listener.
He gets bullied on every set piece and shit. He ain't even that good, bro, Vicario. Get over it, man. Get over it.
Well, Erling Haaland's still dreaming of the Welsh wall, so.
Yeah, I lost Alisson and I'm good, brother.
Don't worry, Nicholas Jackson will be around next week. He's comfortable over
and
that.
this is
but you
needed
did this to
to beat
we were
Chelsea so
Ipswich
bad to make up for last year. And
yeah, bro,
sorry,
but you say that every
United
year
segment.
and nothing happens. It's okay.
Well,
Come
you know
on,
what?
Man.
We didn't go do what we did to Shikh. We ain't done that in front of their own fans since Clint Dempsey and Gareth Bale ran amok. And
Should we
that's
talk
a long
about
time
your
ago.
record in front of our fans?
Well, these are things I'm hoping Ainge is here
We
to
have
break.
more
But
wins at your new ground than you have at our ground since 1983.
it is a very hospitable ground. It is a very really good Yelp reviews I've heard.
Yeah. The Egal's told me a little bit about it as well.
Anyways, Sheik, I'm so sorry. That's all my fault.
You're fine, man. No worries. I hear you though, because we actually do play you in the quarterfinal of the Carabao Cup soon. And if Vicario,
Bro,
is
we're
not playing,
done.
that's a big
Fraser
miss.
Forster in
that's
a
big
cup.
miss.
We're done.
But then you have to wonder if we're going to score
Can you
goals.
wait
Jacob.
till the fucking Spurs part? It's just like, can we talk about Ipswich Man United? You fucking fraud. This guy is onto this whole Vicario thing, bro. Let it go. We're gonna talk about it in your section. Can we talk about his shit club drawing to Ipswich? Listen, I'm so glad Sheikh said the truth. I'm so glad Sheikh was very honest. He said it. Ipswich could have won that game. Ipswich could have won that game. And this is a message to all the Man United fans who got too
They're
giddy.
a good team.
But if Man United fans are getting too giddy, start talking about top four and we can do this and we can do that and some of the players aren't as bad and blah, 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 blah. Bro, you have a shit team. The only player that starts for Liverpool from Man United is Dalot, and that's because Robertson's finished. There is no one else that starts for my club. Literally not a single player, bro. Like, the whole team is just ass. Like, it's all shit. Bruno Fernandes is out there playing rocket launcher. He's shit. No one can convince me he's a good player. I think he's the most overrated player in Premier League history. These guys had the audacity to say he's better than Lampard after that good 6 months, bro. These guys are fucking disrespectful bunch of bastards. They said Bruno carried his team. Yes, they said Bruno carried his team more than Gerrard carried his team. The level of disrespect. Bruno can't lace Gerrard's boots. You bunch of frauds. Have some shame and decorum. That team right there. Garnacho, I have to apologize. I'm sorry. I thought there was something there with Garnacho. I thought there might be a player there. But you know what it is, Sheikh? I thought maybe he's not an amazing player, but at least there is a finisher in there. There is not a finisher. There is not a passer. There is not a dribbler. There is not a nothing in there. I have no idea.
You know what Amorim said, Hossam? You know what Amorim said? And I'm paraphrasing this line quote for quote, but he talked about decision-making, and he was basically saying how decision-making at this point in your career should already be there. It's not something you should coach. And that is my biggest problem with him. You look at every single time he needs to make a decision, it's the same output every single time. Either take cover in the crowd because the ball is coming, it might hit you, or it's gone out of play, something like that, or he just loses it. Every single time. There were 2 chances where he was pretty much through on goal. If he can't score himself, okay, then you lay it off to a player. He couldn't even do that. He just can't. There's no decision making with him. He doesn't learn. It's the same mistakes again and again and again. You see some players actually have improvement. Someone mentioned in the chat, and I was just going to bring it up.
I got a question about... Sorry, go ahead.
Go on. Yeah, go on.
My question about Garnacho, because about 2 years ago, I actually thought too, I was like, this seems like a bright young little player. I wonder what he can be. Seems like he's got kind of the right head on his shoulders and sense of like confidence in himself. Because I think to be a big time player at a huge club, you have to have some kind of confidence, cocky swagger about you, I think, in my opinion. So I liked that stuff, but I wonder if maybe he was just thrown into the fire too soon. And I don't know what happened to Hassam. It looked like his lights went out, and then
I don't know.
I thought he was summarizing your mood since you got the Vicario news.
I did too. Yeah, it's way too bright in here for
I
my
think everyone's overdoing it. It's the guy who literally didn't have any training sessions with the new manager. They're playing a completely different style, different formation, different everything, and some players are not going to look like they know what they're doing right away.
But with Ten Hag,
when it comes to Garnacho specifically, I do think he's a very young player and certain things he can improve on, but decision making is difficult to improve on right away. When you're sometimes players just have it in their head. They can see the picture. Some players cannot see the picture. It's just it's difficult to coach that out of a player. But one thing you can teach a player is to have certain set of skills to use in certain situations. So for example, certain players know that they have certain types of finishes in their arsenal. So when they get into a scenario, they can use that finish in their arsenal. Where Garnacho, I just don't know if he knows what he's going to do when he gets into those situations. And that is something maybe you can't coach it right away, but you can start to pick up habits and
influence it.
Maybe, but this is the thing. Let me ask you this. What is one thing that Garnacho genuinely is actually good at? Like one
I would say picking up the ball and driving the attack forward.
Carrying the ball, runs in behind maybe.
I don't think he is.
Don't you feel like when he has the ball
at that?
Don't you feel like when he has the ball, you know the ball is going forward. It's not going backwards, sideways. at least you know he's trying to do something with it.
Okay, sure, but okay, he can progress the ball up until like the defensive box, but then after that too.
Guys, you just
What
witnessed
about after that? He's an
electricity switching
attacker.
off in a third world country. Let's go. Electricity's back. Go ahead, Sheikh.
Well, it's crazy how your lights went out before your internet did.
In fact, objectively speaking,
the young player thing.
I think criticizing the players after one game with the new manager who hasn't trained with them much, the players are going to look lost. It's just understandable. You're going to have a whole new system, a whole new playing style, a whole new manager, whole new backroom staff, and they've barely trained with him. They're going to look some players are going to look out of place, and then you're going to have some guys like Ahmad who looked really good on the right wing back for a couple minutes, and then later on in the game, some guys are gonna dip in and out of form. It's just, I think the main thing is you have to understand, take some of the positives away from this game and understand some of the negatives. The manager will need time to work those out.
I think for Garnacho specifically, he's still very young as well. Like, he's gone through, did he play for y'all before Ten Hag? I forget the dude's name. It's not Honus. I don't know why I want to say Honus. Ragnick. Yeah.
No, was he was in the U team at that time? He was in the U team.
Okay, so he kind of came in right at the beginning of Erik Ten Hag. And again, this guy has been kind of clueless since he joined Man United. So I wouldn't be surprised if a young kid with little to no direction other than his confidence in himself, why he could look like a little lost. I still think he has intangible talent, though. Whether the decision making comes along, I kind of actually disagree with Amorim. I think that a coach can, like Egal was kind of saying, not immediately like flip over the mattress and it's a different person, but influence you to where over time your habits and that the consistent influence have now made you make the smarter decisions when it comes nut busting time. Because for me, when it's fight or flight, your instincts take over, and if you can, train the instincts a little bit better, then I think he's still young, man. I still think you can get something out of him.
One second, I just want to say one
more thing. I just want to add to that. It also does come to a point where you just realize that some players are not worth this system, and there just can't be part of that system, which we might see. I'm not saying this might lead to that Garnacho just doesn't have his place in this system, but it's starting to look like that too. In just terms of the player that he is and the quality that he has, some players won't work in this system. I've heard of Eriksen possibly getting sold off, obviously because he's quite older too, but also because he's not going to fit in this type of system. You'd want to have a different pivot. Ugarte will probably get a spot into this team over him, and Mainu will probably play, so stuff like that. But the whole young thing, like, I kind of get it, but if you're being stepped up to play for Manchester United and you're wearing the shirt, I expect you to deliver. It's as simple as that. I keep the same energy for Kobbie Mainoo as well. I criticize him when he does not have a good game. I can't use the whole young thing for him either, because he played in the majority of our games last season, and he also played in the FA Cup final too. He played in the Euros too. So I have to keep that energy for him because he's playing all these games. I can't, at the end of the day, say, oh, he's just a young player, he shouldn't be playing these games. Should be other midfielders who are experienced playing over him. No, he got selected because of how he's been playing. So I have to criticize him based off of that. Same thing with Garnacho. Garnacho, however, he had a little bit of like favoritism from Ten Hag last season, because at times when even Ahmad should have started on the right side, he continued to play Garnacho there on the right side. But we've seen Garnacho's best moments when he comes off the bench. And I think that's best for us too. If we can go out in the summer and try to, obviously we need more players and we need to get more wingers and stuff. But if we can, then Garnacho's spot is going to be that. That's just going to be his role in this type of system and in this team. And I'm okay with that. Because right now,
I'm going to ask you a question, Sheikh, now, because we have to get to the bottom of actually how many bad players you have.
Yeah.
Let's say 4 years from now, you win the league.
Okay.
Out of this current squad, God forbid, out of this current squad, how many players make it into that squad
that win the league? Okay.
Yes.
It doesn't
make
have
it
to be
into the
starters,
squad, so I'm giving you
like
bench as well.
Bench as well. Okay. Gonna be tough. Onana, I think, could be there based off of how his season's going right now so far. I don't know obviously what's gonna happen at the end of the season and all that type of stuff, but Onana could be there. So I'll say Onana. De Ligt.
Okay.
Mazraoui.
Okay.
Who's I think it's an unfair question.
No, it's not.
I think it's
No,
an
I
unfair
think
question.
it's
Because
more
we
of a,
don't know. We don't know who the manager wants to keep or go. They literally played one game, bro.
Yeah, but I'm
Yeah, but it's
asking.
like his
but I get it
opinion,
though.
innit? It's
His
like, who do
question's
you
more of
think would be in the
quality.
squad
Yeah,
for
yeah.
that quality?
For squad
I
for
hear
that
Yeah,
long.
for the quality,
Yeah.
I'm
You
asking.
asked me the same question a few months ago.
I get the question.
I
Yeah,
did.
yeah. So Onan, yeah, Delict, Mazraoui, the rest all. Who am I missing out? Martinez. I actually think we should upgrade. We should get better
Okay.
center backs. So I won't count him in. Oh, Euro. I think he'll be there. Euro is another player who will be there.
Midfield.
Midfield. Menu.
Okay. And that's it.
Cass. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I won't put Ugarte in there either. Menu. Yeah, Menu. And then
Okay.
front.
Oh.
Oh shit. Okay, front three. It's only Ahmad. Front attacking. It's only Ahmad.
So so when you
It's only Ahmad,
hypothetically, because it should be a 3-4 year plan, if you win the league 4 years from now, Rashford, Garnacho, Xerxes, Hoyland, Bruno, Casemiro, Ugarte, all these players just gonna be gone basically.
Yeah. We need to get replacements. Yeah.
I agree.
Dallo. I miss Dallo as well. Yes, Dallo. Another one.
Yeah, I don't even think that's a
Give it
crazy
up.
opinion. I'll be honest with you. I think, listen, there's a lot of players. Listen, bro, you can't fix shit. You just can't. Jurgen Klopp is the best manager in football, like one of the best managers ever in football history to make an average player look good. Just from that perspective, like he made a lot of players who are just bang average or just okay look really good in certain systems and styles and get the best out of a lot. He couldn't fix Dejan Lovren. He couldn't fix Mamadou Sakho. He couldn't fix Alberto Moreno. He couldn't fix Mignolet because sometimes you just can't fix shit, bro. Like sometimes you.
No, but you know who's one thing I will say, Granit Xhaka. A lot of people didn't rate
Ainge
him.
does.
And Arteta rated him. All these guys.
Yeah, but why didn't Arteta fix Pepe as an example?
No, you can't fix everybody. But there's certain players. There's certain players that Man United fans right now might not think will make the cut in a year's time and might be one of their more integral players.
Oh, okay. You know who I think could fit into that category? Probably Ugarte.
I was gonna say Rashford.
That's one player that maybe a lot of Man United fans maybe are out on a little bit, not that big of a fan of. But Amorim could get a tune out of him. But there are certain players that you could just tell they're just not good enough, bro. I'm sorry. I'm gonna make a statement right now. I think Bruno can't be a part of any title-winning team, because Shikh knows this because he watches basketball. Look, Russell Westbrook never won an NBA championship for a reason. You can't play football 100 kilometers per hour. You just can't. Specifically in the midfield position. That's the one position in the whole thing you need to. I'll give you a prime example. I gave this example on MHF yesterday. The pass that Caicedo played in behind for Jackson at Anfield, the composure of that pass doesn't exist in Bruno's dictionary. Because Bruno would have gotten the ball, Caicedo took 2-3 touches, waited for Jackson to make the run, then played that pass. Bruno's the type of guy, make that pass directly. Not every time you have to do that. Sometimes just keep it ticking, keep it simple, pass left, pass right a little bit. That's why I rate McAllister highly, Gravenberch highly. You're press resistant. You keep the ball well. You pass left, pass right. Sometimes it's the simple things that you do. And this is something Flawless always speaks about, Shot of Flawless, which is the basics of football, which I think a lot of United players don't even have the basics, bro. They don't even have the basics. They don't even do the basics right. And when Rashford scored that goal off of the Ahmad assist, I'm like, okay, you can see at least what Amorim is trying to implement here. But Sheikh said it perfectly, to be honest with you. Ipswich could genuinely deserve to win that game. Like, the fact that they left with a point, actually, they should have been embarrassed and left with 0 points, to be honest with you. And that's not even an exaggeration, bro. Like, that's just reality, because Ipswich were the much better side. And Man United fans, this whole standards thing is just BS, to be honest with you. You just need to be realistic. Just screaming standards and trophies and blah, blah, blah. You have to be realistic where you're at right now and recognize that Amorim has a lot of work on his hands, bro. Amorim is not going to come in and just magic fix everyone. The football doesn't work this way. Yeah, football doesn't work this way. Sometimes in football, you're going to have
fans
moments
want Ainge to be like that, though.
They've had 2 or 3 training sessions. Like, let's
Here we
just
go.
be honest, people. Like,
Yeah,
come on, have
I
the
agree.
reality of it. They've had
Ainge
2 or
could have
3
been
training
there.
sessions. So, just
One
this
thing I
is how
will
it's
say
going to
though,
be for
one
the rest
thing I
of the
will say
season.
though,
Yeah.
you need to have a level of patience as a fan base. I think I've said this many times to my own fans. I said this to Lewis. He's heard it 100 times. I think Hussam, even you heard it. There's good. Liverpool right now are playing amazing, but not every single time does a manager come in and has your team firing right away. So from now until the end of the season, knowing how poor some of your players are, you might have some bad performances before you get into the summer and where you see your team really kick on next year.
We're going
just-
I think
into.
Slot- I think Slot has given up on Soboslai as an example already. Like, I
Yeah.
think that's why we're kind of linked to Sharky right now. And that's what I'm saying. Some players you just can't, like, listen, I hope Soboslai makes it, but the way that he's playing right now, I don't think he's doing anything right now. I agree with you in terms of patience, but I was just talking about the whole standards thing. Listen, I get it, you need to have standards. I get it, there's a red line. Meaning, if Amorim finishes 15th this season, I get it. You're angry, you're mad, he should be sacked, blah, blah, blah. I understand that shit. But actually, there is $1 million question here that we have to ask Shikh. What if Amorim doesn't work? Should you just like delete club at this point?
No, then you go out there and
You
try
go
to
again.
find the other one again. Simple as that. Delete the club. It's gonna keep going until we find the right one. You search and you try until you find the right one. As simple as that.
You try.
But you want to know the problem? Ten Hag was supposed to be the next big thing. Amorim was supposed to be the next big thing. You had the prime Mourinho who just won a league title with Chelsea.
Yeah.
You had Louis van Gaal, who's one of the greatest tacticians probably ever in terms of just tacticians, and none of them worked. At this
What's the
point,
thing? Ten Hag was someone who had no clue, who had first told us that he had this whole plan and idea, but then jeopardized his own system for the betterment of these players. And that's the issue that he had. That's something I hope doesn't happen with Ruben Amorim. Let's say Ipswich we draw, we win our next like 2 games, and then after that we lose some. I don't want him to all of a sudden be like, oh yeah, this system that I have just can't work in the Premier League, so I have to change it, and I'm going to adapt to it, and I'm going to just I'm going to like cater more to these players and try to build around them. That's what I don't want, because that's what Ten Hag did. Ten Hag saw Rashford scored 20 to 25 goals one season. He's like, sure, let me give him a 300K contract, and let's just hope he scores another 20 goals next season. And he didn't. And then when he didn't, what else did we do? Nothing, because there was no other plan B besides that. Besides the fact of like he relied on individual brilliances time and time again. And
what's your expectations for the rest of the season? That's basically what would tell me what you expect from the manager.
Okay, so this is what I would say. I hear you guys on the whole patience thing, and I'm going to be patient with it because I see the reality of it. I know that these players are just not good enough, and it's going to take him time to at least even get the better out of these players that he currently has. Forget about the summer and all that stuff because that's still far away. But currently, the season could still technically be salvageable. We go and let's say we go beat Spurs now that they have Vicario out too. Let's say we go beat Spurs in the Carabao Cup. We're now in a semifinal where we'll play 2 legs, which we could potentially go to the final 2 and win. Just like how we won 2 trophies under Ten Hag under favorable runs. I think we could compete for a domestic trophy. And then Europa League 2, I expect him to go out there and at least reach the latter stages of the tournament and see where we go from there. But I expect him to perform well because we still have a lot of the season to salvage. Now, that can obviously change. Things can obviously change based off of this performance that we just saw against Ipswich and some of the players and all these other performances that we're going to see. But that's what I would expect in terms of, if you ask me of my standards, I don't think it's that bad. I think he could still produce something out of it. We've seen Ten Hag under his shit coaching won 2 trophies in 2 seasons. So he could try to salvage something out of these players, but that's what I expect from him to do. Like, try to at least reach, let's say, top 7 or top 6 in the Premier League, because I think you can, based off how the table's going right now as well. And then, if we get a favorable run in a domestic trophy, why not go ahead and win it? I think you should. So that's what I would say. Yeah.
Listen, on that note, we're going to move on from Man United. Big up Shikh. I think Shikh is very objective when it comes to this. I actually enjoy listening to his opinions of Man United because Shikh just doesn't sit up here and waffle and, we can get top 4 and these players are very good. Have you been watching? Anyway, big up to all of you guys. Make sure, guys, that we have 600 people watching and we are not even at 200 likes yet. Have some shame and some decorum. Have some shame and some decorum. Jacob's about to cry, you guys. Hit the like
No, I'm
button
not.
for Jacob tears. 200 likes, and Jacob will cry live on camera.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Vicario is overrated anyway. We're gonna go to Arsenal next.
Fuck off.
Anyway, Arsenal 3, Nottingham Forest 0. Talk to me, Egal. Are you back in the title race?
Yeah, we're back to our best, bro. We're back to our best. Morton Odegaard looking really good. Defensively, we looked really good. Held on to the ball. Played really good football, fluid football. And this was a Nottingham Forest team that took out Liverpool at their house. This is a Nottingham Forest team that got a draw versus Chelsea, even when they had 10 men. This is a Nottingham Forest team that have looked really good this season, and we made them look really average. Well, Bukayo Saka gliding past defenders, Thomas Partey scoring a beautiful goal from outside the box, and Ethan Nwaneri making a difference coming off the bench. That guy, I always talk about the fact that I hype a lot of players, but Ethan's one kid who deserves a hype. Look at what he's doing already. Second youngest player in Arsenal's history to score a goal, if I'm not mistaken. Is he the second youngest player to score? I don't know. I forget. I seen a stat somewhere. I don't know if he's second youngest or anything, but he's already scored 4 goals this season in all comps. He scored 3 in the Carabao Cup and he scored 1 in the league. And it's just really good to see the team having a performance and a result that leaves you very happy and proud to see you have something to build off of the next couple games. And our next game, we have Sporting in the Champions League, so it's going to be a really good test, another big test, and I'm hopeful that we can kick on from here because we didn't really start the season well, but maybe we could start our rise now. I'm very optimistic. I don't know about you guys.
Rise to win the Premier League? Rise to win the Premier League?
No. They benched Rice and Havertz. Like, that's why they played so well.
Rice had a toe injury during the Chelsea game. He played.
Lewis, you're never gonna let go of this Havertz thing ever.
Rice played with a toe
What do you
injury.
mean, man? I was making an observation from the game.
Your observations are always Kai related. Always.
1 second. Shouldn't we be giving credit? We won the game with and played that good without Rice and Havertz. Just goes to show you Arteta can make rotation. Also, Declan Rice was playing the Chelsea game with he took a needle or something because he was playing with a broken toe.
Yeah.
So he needs to let that heal up a little bit. As for Havertz has played almost every single game and just went on international duty and came back. So finally he gets a little bit of a rest. And Gabriel Jesus, it wasn't like he played that good either. I thought Gabriel Jesus was quite poor overall. And I thought
what the Arabic analyst said? He literally said like on BN Sport that Jesus is playing for Nottingham Forest. That's what he said. Bro, Arabic guys don't care. The guy was on a studio. BN Sports is watched in all of North Africa and all the Middle East. And he fully said Jesus is playing. He's in Arabic. Jesus يلعب لمصلحة Nottingham Forest, which means
he should have said Jesus أنا تبعان. He should have said Jesus أنا تبعان because that's what he is now. He's تبعان. The guy 24/7. He looks like when it's something that needs to be done, he is not thinking to make the right pass. He's just I don't know exactly how to explain it, but Jesus in the past he would get the ball and you'd be like something's gonna happen. Now
who Jesus reminds me of? Joao Felix.
I don't know.
They're both very similar. Like they look so good, but they do fuck all at the same time. You get what I'm saying?
He had a good game on the weekend.
Just don't let Pedro Porro near Joao Felix.
I know what you're saying.
Leave him
And
alone.
that's why I used the Joao Felix example.
And Trossard was even worse.
Yeah, but it's a player that looks really good when he has the ball. Like you feel like something's about to happen, and then they do fucking nothing.
No, but he had a good game on the weekend. Leave him alone.
Joao Felix.
Okay, how about this though? Is Arsenal?
Proud day.
Is Arsenal?
Day.
Arsenal's performance versus Nottingham Forest. Could you guys see us kicking on from here?
No.
You have to if you want to win the league.
No.
You have to.
I know I have to.
Your next 7
Depends
games.
on if Lopetegui gets sacked or not.
Yes,
you
but
think
your
we're gonna
next
drop
7
Nottingham
games.
Forest?
No, hear me out, Egal.
Put it
Your
right
next
off
7
with the new
games.
manager.
Your next 7 games, you have to win every single one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, I actually looked at this.
That's what I would say.
No, let me just say this, sorry, because I looked at the Arsenal fixtures earlier on. And I'm saying strictly Premier League here, not Carabao Cup, nothing, okay? Your next 7 fixtures are West Ham away, Man United at home, Fulham away, Everton at home, Crystal Palace away, Ipswich at home, Brentford away. Brighton away is a tough game, so forget that one. Those next 7 games, you must win every single one of them. There is
Fulham
no
will
like
be a bit tricky.
no, but you get what I'm saying. If you want to win a title race, you have to win all 7.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you've already done the part where you drop the points. So now this is the part where you make the run. And if you don't make the run, then I just don't see you winning it. And by the way, everything you said about Liverpool at the start of the season becomes null and void, Egal, if you can't win the next 7. Literally.
I agree. If that gap diminishes, then you also have to admit that we can catch you.
Yeah, of course, but you have to win first. You have to win your games.
Because
imagine we're saying all this and then next week you lose to West Ham.
All we can do is control our own destiny. I hear you. That's all we can do. Hopefully Jamie Carragher's little pep talk might cause some disruption.
Fuck Jamie Carragher.
Yeah, fuck Jamie Carragher.
Lewis, can Arsenal win the league, brother?
Well, I don't think they will, but like they should have always been in contention at least.
Can we beat Sporting?
I don't know. They're a big question mark about Amorim. I don't really know what to expect. Just think same old crap. You ain't going to see a lot of goals in that game. But you should make the most of run that you guys have. But obviously, it depends on the first 2 matches. West Ham away will still be tricky for you guys. I think regardless of whether Lopetegui is there or not. But
did you do a hit watch
for Arsenal?
Yeah.
Yeah, I end up switching to Villa in the second half. It wasn't worth it.
What do you think of Odegaard?
Odegaard was cool. Yeah, he did well. He did really well. Your whole team did, to be honest. Like Saka was cooking, Odegaard was cooking.
I don't know why you're trying to reverse this on Lewis, though, Egal. You're trying to reverse this on Lewis. You tell us, do you think Odegaard is your best player then?
Bro, I said Odegaard is going to be the key to our.
No. Don't try to give some of these bullshit answers.
Allah's name, I said that.
No, is Odegaard your best player? Answer the question straight.
Is Odegaard our best player? No, I still think I would say I would argue that, you know what?
Sounds like you're not sure who your best player is.
You know
That's
what?
why I asked him.
I would say
you.
It's crazy.
Hey Lewis, he tried to make it about you.
One second.
I wouldn't say he's your. I would say he's your most important player.
I would say
Important.
I have like 3 players who I value as the most valuable players, but I would just put him amongst those. I would say Saka's very important.
What the hell is this sitting on the bench nonsense?
And Saliba's very
now
important.
imagine him missing for 4 months.
One second. I don't think Arsenal have one like best player. I think we have 3 players.
Every team in the world has one best player. Every team.
Bro, so you're saying Mo Salah is more important than Van Dijk?
Yeah, Mo Salah is our best player. Yes, and our most important player.
All right, fair enough.
Watch this, Lewis. Who's your best player?
Palmer.
Sheikh, who's your best player?
Fuck's sake, I don't even know.
Wrong one.
Thank you.
Wrong
Thank you for
one.
helping out, Sheikh. Probably Mainu.
Mainu. Oh, Ahmad. Yeah, Ahmad.
Jacob, who's your best player?
Look at this man are saying Palmer.
I would still say
I said
Saka.
Ahmad.
Am I crazy?
Yeah, but if you think it's Saka, then just say Saka. Why are you trying to bring Lewis into this? What do you think of Odegaard? No, what do you think of Odegaard?
No. But bro, I still think Odegaard.
And I've never even cussed out
I still think
Odegaard.
Odegaard
I've
is one of
said
the
one of
best.
your good ones.
I still think
Odefart.
Odegaard is one of the best creators in the league, and I still think Odegaard is one. When it comes to our team, he completely changes everything. Gives us. So much
I
more
agree with you. So, Egal,
gives
who's
us
your
so
best
much more
player?
control of the game, everything. But also, if we were missing Saka for an extended period, you guys then would also see how much we lose in end product.
Egal, who's your best player, Habibi? I want an answer. Why are you stuttering? I want an answer. Tell me names.
Right now, I would say Saka.
I agree. Fair enough.
I would say Saka's our best player, but regardless, we still have. It's not like the drop off is that much. I think they're both very good, and I would even put one of the center backs. Saliba.
What about
in
the
that
drop off
category
if your
also.
best player was gone for 4 months?
Hey, if he was gone,
Jacob Vicario is not your
he was
best
gone
player.
for. He was gone
He's
for
one of-
2 months.
No, he
He was
is.
gone for 2 months.
He's not
That
even
says
top
a lot
3
about
player.
your football.
Bro, you can't tell me any other fucking
brother's in
goalkeeper on
pain,
this
man.
roster helps a
Jacob's
clean
in
sheet
pain.
versus City.
Who's better, Romero or Vicario?
Wait, Raya kept a clean sheet versus City twice.
Who's better, Romero or Vicario? Answer
I'm talking
right
about
now.
Good
from my
question.
roster.
Good question.
Okay, Jacob. Who's better, Vicario or Romero?
Bro, we're gonna
Based
talk
on
about
this
that.
year?
Yes.
Based on this season, Vicario.
Here we go.
No, brother.
Oh my God. This is actually Romero, one of his best seasons.
1 second.
What the fuck are you talking about? Last season was his best season. He's had a shit year this year. He's had some
Okay,
bad
Van-
games, some
let's
and he's
save
been a
it for the
fail.
final
He's
season.
failed us as a leader, as a man who's worn the armband. He's gone out there and failed us. I wouldn't give him any form
Van
of
or Vicario?
Vicario.
Okay, Vicario or Bentancur?
Vicario.
Vicario.
Vicario Kulusevski.
Kulusevski.
Son?
Kulusevski's
Or Vicario?
Yes.
Van der Ven.
Son,
What
man,
about Brendan Johnson?
that little touch to Kulu on that third goal was beautiful. Man.
I actually
What about
think
Brendan
Kulusevski
Johnson?
is your best player.
No, Brendan Johnson just does the job he's told to do. I don't think he excels at any.
Kulusevski is your best player.
Yeah,
But
I think
anyway, back to
Kulusevski. This season only Kulusevski for
Yeah, I
sure.
think Kulusevski
But
is-
overall, probably Son and then Vicario's right there.
Okay.
By the way,
And
I
now
wanna
he's
know what
gone.
you guys think about- What do you guys think about Ethan?
Right. What do I think of what?
Ethan Waneri.
Good talent. Good talent.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest.
fine.
After the Tottenham game, I
fine.
forgot anyone else played that day.
They played before you, to be fair.
Yeah, I know. I saw it and I just forgot it. It just didn't exist.
Here's the thing. I think Nwaneri is very talented, but then that's why you have to question your manager why he didn't play him
Exactly.
more. When
It's
the
going to be
whole-
down to Arteta whether he's going to put him in the team at the times when needed, and that's going to go down to him.
Egal, I can't say I like working with Egal and then not invite Egal to any show. That just not because Arteta can come out publicly and say I trust Nwaneri, but then you never play him. Actions speak louder than words. Give you prime example. Slot is very highly praising of Mo. Every press conference, every interview, he's just Mo is amazing, Mo's incredible. That's why even if Mo's having a bad game, he'll never sub him off. So his actions match his words. But if you're out here saying you trust Nwaneri, but you never fucking play him, how can you say you trust him then?
But maybe he's protecting him because the young kid, sometimes he's like,
Stop it.
honestly, I agree with you. But
Yes.
at the same time, maybe because the guy works with the player week in, week out, sometimes you have to see, you have to see it from their perspective.
You're very defending of Arteta, which I admire. You're obviously on his side. but
I am very defending of Arteta because I feel like Arteta is scrutinized to a level where other managers are not, as if we all
That's
know
nonsense.
more information, as if we
That's-
all have more information on his decision making.
That's absolute nonsense, Egal. How can you say Arteta?
No, because for example, you have many different managers across the league who have young players that they could potentially play in the similar position as players who are underperforming.
Yeah, and Slot does it. Slot plays Bradley. Slot played Tyler Morton.
Did Pep play a young player in the midfield when needed?
Yeah, he played Rico Lewis against Spurs, literally.
No, I'm talking somebody else because Rico Lewis, we know he's not. He's not a DM. We're talking about in the defensive midfield position.
Yeah, but that's literally the point. He played a non-DM kid in DM because he trusts him.
He played Gundogan.
No, the game against... But why are you ignoring the other guy next to Gundogan, who's Rico Lewis? Oscar
Rico
Bob,
Lewis-
another example from the chat as well. Here's the
Oscar
thing,
Bob
Egal.
is
Look,
there.
you say Arteta scrutinized more. I disagree with that completely. Listen, every Chelsea manager is scrutinized because the Chelsea fans infamously turn on the managers. I think Ainge gets scrutinized to an insane degree as well.
Respect
Ten Hag got scrutinized to fuck. Let's just say it as it is. He got every single thing got scrutinized. So I disagree with the whole Arteta gets
I mean, he did
scrutinized.
say eras come to an end. And
Yeah,
he
but he
did
still got
say
scrutinized.
it's not that big of a match and then lose 7-0.
This is true. Big up the 7-0. We're on Man United Wikipedia page. Never forget.
Bro,
But point is, you can't say Arteta's more scrutinized. You just can't.
do you want to know something? I agree with you on Arteta deserving criticism for Ethan. It's just I'm simply saying maybe there's something we don't know because I'm not fully gonna criticize him every single day talking about should play Ethan more. Maybe if he played him and he has a stinker in those games, it could demoralize him. But hey, I'm saying what?
And what if you play them in the 4 games and won?
Ifs and buts right now. I'm saying ifs and buts right
Yeah,
now.
but what if you played them in the 4 games and won? Because that's the other if.
With all that being said, I do genuinely agree with you. He should have played him versus Bournemouth.
Yeah.
He should have played him versus Brighton. He should have played him for some of these games. But hey, overall, hopefully Arsenal now start to peak. Hopefully, we start to show.
You have to.
We start
You
to
have
show our
to.
best football. We start to play better, and we can sustain it for the rest of the season. As the last couple of years, the last couple of years, Arteta slightly changed, where we didn't have the best starts, but then we switched it on at this point of the season, and hopefully we can switch it on and we can ride it through for the rest of the year and get back into this title race, because we need to hope for other people to drop points at this point, because you're too far ahead for us to just do our job and try to win.
I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked you last week. Are you taking Liverpool more seriously than Man City now in the title race, or you're still taking City more serious?
I'm still taking City more serious.
So does that mean, by definition, you want us to beat City then?
No, because at this point, you are the team to beat. But I would say if City were in your position, I would have taken them more serious. That's my point.
Egal, the math is not mathing.
Okay, rephrase the question, because the way you said it is two different things. One,
okay,
am I taking Liverpool more serious than I did last weekend? No. Am I taking? Is Liverpool currently the team to beat? Yes.
Okay, but here's the thing: if you are facing City and I say City are the team I'm worried about, regardless how much above of me you are, I would want Arsenal to win.
No, because I'm 1 point behind Liverpool. I'm 1 point behind City. You're currently top of the table, and I'm 9 points behind you.
But why does it matter if City worry you more?
No, because regardless, I still need you to be closer to me. I need to be closer to first, and I need to be second.
But once again, you're contradicting yourself, because why does it matter if you're more worried about them? If you're more worried about City, you want City to drop more points.
No, but understand, regardless who I'm more worried about going forward, at this moment in time, Liverpool is currently the team to beat. Hence, you're top of the table. You're 9 points ahead.
He's basically
again,
saying
you're
you're just
still
the informed team, so it's not that deep.
Bro,
But Lewis,
it's
don't give
been
him that
12
argument.
games. It's
No,
been
no,
12
no.
games.
That's what he's trying to say.
I get it
I'm
now.
not
He
saying
thinks
it's
Liverpool
correct.
gonna fall
Liverpool
off.
are,
Yeah,
of course,
he thinks Liverpool are gonna
by
fall off.
definition,
Yeah,
we're the
I get
most
it.
informed team because we're top of the league. I agree. But
You're
if
not
my
going
logic
to
is,
win. You're not going to win 2 out of 12 every game for the rest of the season. Like,
Yeah, that's
I
what it is. He thinks
understand
we're
what
gonna
you're
fall off.
saying.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I'm saying, let's say I'm in your position, and I say Liverpool are in a title race, but City worry me more than Arsenal. Even if you're the team that's top of the league, I would want you to beat City, because I know that you're going to drop off eventually.
it's not hard to understand what I'm saying, Hussam. I'm simply saying City have won 4 league titles in a row. They've caught up to you. They've caught up to me. They've done it consistently. You have a new manager. You've currently started off quite well to start the season. I don't think you're going to continue the next 10, 12 games in the same run that you did to start the season. So I would want you to drop points wherever you can drop points, just so we can catch up to you. But I'm still more concerned about City finding form and winning a 5th league.
Okay. So you're talking about you're more worried about, but listen, the conclusion should still be I want Liverpool to beat City. I'll be honest with you, because regardless
I
of form, we're
don't
gonna drop
want
off.
Liverpool to win. If best case scenario, you both drop points.
Say that again. Sorry.
Best case scenario, you both drop points. You get a draw. We overtake City, and we close 2 more closer. We get 2 points closer to you in the league title.
I'm gonna make this the Liverpool section as
The
well.
draw
Might
is
as well.
probably the best result.
Since we're talking about title race, might as well include my club in it. I'll ask you guys as well on the panel, Shikh, Lewis, Jacob, about my club before I go to Egal as well, because I know he has crazy thoughts on my club. Let me just do these super chats quickly.
I have
Big up to
crazy thoughts.
African Cat. What?
What do you mean I have crazy thoughts? What's crazy about saying Liverpool are currently top of the table? Liverpool are currently the best team based on performances so far, but still Liverpool are not guaranteed to go on and win. We're making it seem like it's over. It's not over, but Liverpool are currently playing the best, and they currently are top.
You're correct. I'm the leopard in the tree. Big up to African Cat.
Then why do you disagree with me?
I'll tell you now in a second. Deflection is a psychological defense mechanism, which is essentially a way of protecting oneself from experiencing uncomfortable emotions like anxiety, pain, guilt, or distress. Amy Deramus, reflect on this. Deflection is a psychological defense mechanism. Who deflected?
He's saying I'm deflecting.
African Cat, I just want you to tell me who this is aimed at, so we can address it. Just tell me who this is aimed at in the chat in a normal comment. Egal is saying LFC fall off because of last season, is what Jack Howe is saying.
I never said
Listen,
that.
I think the situation and the context is different a little bit this time, but look, at the end of the day, we have to just take it game by game.
Way. Jamie Carragher tweeted, Liverpool fan.
Yeah, Anfield sector.
What did they say?
One sec. I had it and then I refreshed. Where is
it? He said, shut up, you. Read the actual quote in it. And I was actually I was asked if the club
on the big
don't
screen.
give me a contract, what I would do. Certainly I wouldn't ever play games and try to turn the fans against
Sheikh,
the club.
your GOAT just scored a goal for West Ham, by the way.
And then he finishes off by saying, I can't believe how people here fail this nonsense every year from players. He's basically saying Mo Salah is trying to turn the fans against FSG in the club.
Okay, here's the thing. Might as well just talk about Liverpool now. First of all, big up everyone in the chat. I'll address what Carragher said now in a second.
Nice screen share.
African Cat, just tell me who you're addressing this to. I don't know if he made a comment. Maybe I didn't see it. Did Wan-Bissaka just score?
Yep, 2-0
Yeah, he did. Tell me how Aaron Wan-Bissaka can shoot better than Anthony Gordon and Isak. I don't know.
West Ham putting in a good performance right before Arsenal. Okay.
Okay.
And then when we beat them, you guys are gonna say you guys are lucky Lopetegui's still there.
Double is in the chat for my guy African Cat. Says, here's my advice, Egal. When I was in 9th grade, the guy who was first cheated. I heard that. Then buckled up and finished higher first by the end of the year. Do that instead of hoping. I am addressing this to Egal. Your response, Egal.
African Cat, what the hell do you want me to do? Sit here and just... What the hell do you want me to do? Do you want me to sit here and just be like, yeah, we just need to win our games and Liverpool win their games and then they win the league by 9 points? What the fuck? What are we doing here? We need you to drop points for us to win. Why are people so stupid? I'm sorry, not you specifically, but people keep telling me just do your own job. Of course, but I still need Liverpool to somehow slip up for us to catch them. We can't just continue to win at the same rate as Liverpool and then they win the league by 9 points. That doesn't make sense.
Mathematically, you are correct, but that's why I'll be honest with you, African Cat. Egal actually said even earlier on,
Liverpool will drop points to Tottenham. Don't worry.
Yeah, okay, mate.
You know that I'm gonna talk about that in a second.
Gonna talk about what?
We're gonna expose, bro. If you're bald, Ainge is coming for you.
The way they played versus Man City yesterday or the day before. When was it? Saturday, right? Saturday night. That made me
feels like a lifetime ago.
That made me believe that they genuinely threw that game last year when they could have won it.
Oh shit!
They threw that game. They threw that game. Every
maybe the players did, but Ainge wouldn't have supported that.
They threw that game. They should be tested for.
Yeah, but that day, Jacob, as well. If you remember, Ainge called out people within the club.
He was fighting fans. He was yelling at fans, "Get your fucking ass!" Because everyone was like, "Play the kids, lose, go out there and lose." And you know, if there's one thing Ainge Postecoglou is not, it's not a fucking loser or a cuck. And Spurs fans asked him to be both on that day, and he said, "No, thank you." But you know what? We lost anyway. But if we had won that, we would have gotten top 4 in Champions League. So those same fans, egg on your face, and those are the same fans going, "Wham wham, Ainge out."
Would you rather be in a world where in the Champions League and Arsenal won the league?
That wasn't a foregone conclusion. As far as I'm concerned, we had our chances to stop your title run, and we did neither. We took neither of those chances. At that point, it's out of my hands. I can only focus on me.
Wait, technically,
okay, we'll come to Spurs in a bit. Bro, you never mentioned anything your team has to fix. Tell us what went wrong until now with Arsenal.
Bro, we fixed our creativity, and we hold on to the ball better now. Did you not see the game versus Nottingham Forest? The issues were really in the midfield and the lack of control we had in the games because of the way the midfield was constructed. With Leandro Trossard in the midfield, you cannot hold on to possession. You lose the ball whenever every couple minutes, and without you being able to hold on to possession, you can't create, you can't defend better. Martin Odegaard coming back literally fixes so many of our issues. It was crazy, and I do think we kick on from there. And I've mentioned it so many times, so I'm shocked you're saying I've never mentioned anything Arsenal would fix, because I think that's the first thing I do. And maybe you just ignore that and you just listen to the Liverpool part, because that's the part that triggers you the most and gets your juices flowing.
Damn. Okay.
Yep.
Here's your response. Listen, everyone knows what went wrong with Arsenal. Creativity, Arteta being a pussy as well, and they just didn't want to attack at all, to be honest with you. But anyway, regardless, big up to you, my guy, African Cat. Thank you so much for the super chat. Super chats, thank you. Double is in the chat for him. Big up to Jack and Comical Ali as well. Let's get to 200 likes, chat. We have 600 people watching. I don't know if we should talk about Liverpool or Spurs next at this rate because of Egal's crazy accusations.
Did we not just talk about Liverpool?
No, we didn't.
Okay, so I shared the screen for Jamie Carragher if you want to talk about it.
Okay, we'll talk about Liverpool then. Okay. So look, first of all, when it comes to Jamie Carragher, he's saying Salah is making the fans turn on the club. Good thing then. I'm not against that.
Did you
Finally,
see the quote, by the way?
Say that again, sorry?
Did you see the main quote from Anfield Sector?
Let me scroll
yeah.
down.
I saw it.
Bring that up.
Yeah,
if not.
the picture of him saying he wouldn't be bothered if
He basically said the same thing Salah said, word for word, bar for bar.
Yeah, and the truth of the matter is, look, Carragher is saying that Salah made the fans turn on the club. That's a good thing. I'm not saying that is a negative at all, because finally people are waking up to FSG's nonsense, to be honest with you. Finally, this is becoming a constructive and objective conversation about these owners. At the end of the day, today I did a stream earlier on. I was asking Chelsea fans, City fans, Arsenal fans of multiple different clubs, would you take Salah at your club? And everyone responded with an astounding yes, regardless whether they supported. Yesterday I was watching one of LB's streams, and listen, no one has a higher standard. No one has a higher standard than Manchester City in the whole planet. And me hearing LB say, don't ever bring that name up ever again. Okay, Sol Campbell. When it comes to that conversation right there, listen, when I hear a City fan say that he would take Salah at his club, I know what I have on my hands. 16 goals and assists in 12 games, responsible for 67% of Liverpool's goals. It came to the part where Lewis is in my chat yesterday just going like, he scored again. I can't be arsed. Like, he's just going like, at this point, it's just inevitable. Like, oh, Liverpool are 2-1 down. Oh, they have Mo on the pitch. It's okay. They're going to come back at some point in time. And that's just how good the guy is. And I just want to mention this example because it's a very poignant and important example. People switch off FIFA, switch off AFC, switch off Pro Evolution Soccer, whatever the hell you play, switch it off. Let's objectively talk about football. Robert Lewandowski is 36 years old. He has 15 goals in La Liga. He's the top goal scorer of La Liga. The next best guy after him has 8 goals.
Top goal scorer last season too.
Yes. The next best guy has 8 goals. He has double the amount of
He's
goals.
no Harry Kane, but yeah.
Fuck you, Dortmund. You don't want to sell
Harry Kane is a perfect example
Lewandowski in
because he's
2013.
34 right now, 33, and he's still scoring goals in the Bundesliga. And on top of that, Karim Benzema won the Ballon d'Or age 34. And on top of that, according not to Egypt News or anyone like that's biased, according to goal.com, the current favorite for Ballon d'Or is Mo. And if we do win the Champions League and win the Premier League some way, somehow, no, I'm not saying we're going to win both. I'm just giving an example. If that does happen, then I do see him actually winning the Ballon d'Or, bro. You can't lose someone of that caliber. And Jamie Carragher is worried about people turning on FSG. Good, because people are finally waking up. Because every rival stood by me when I was fighting the top Reds. Yes, they wanted to cook me when Liverpool were crap. Yes, they had those sessions, those spaces where they're just cooking me. But also, when I was fighting the top Reds, when I was fighting the likes of Ben and others, they're all stood by me because they understand where I'm coming from. You can't have a football club that has a less net spend than Tottenham Hotspur. 4 years ago, we were top of the mountain. I was looking down at peasants like Egal. Egal was at the bottom of the mountain. He could never climb. It's true, because 18-19 I won the UCL.
You looked down at Ivan Toney, and I told you he was better than some of the players you had.
1920, that's the biggest lie, because I said I'd take Tony literally last season. 1920.
No, at the time when we were on the terrace, do you not remember the clip going around? Ivan Toney's for players like you guys.
Yes, at that time, yes, because we were like up here in it. But regardless, when it comes to I wanted Mbappe. He said Liverpool are a machine in his interview. Big up Mbappe. Kylian, we could have been something special, bitch. You gold digger.
He might score against you now this midweek.
So you know, I was thinking, Hussam, I was
have
thinking.
You guys ever watched Mbappe? What Mbappe said, by the way? Have you ever seen it?
Yeah, he definitely wanted to come to Liverpool. But I'm gonna say this: Have you ever thought? Have you ever thought if Mo Salah is gonna leave, right?
Yes.
If he's going to leave, why don't you convince him to do like? I know there's no such thing as signing trades in football like NBA. But have you thought about maybe like agreeing with him to do something where he signs a deal and try to then get him a move to a club where
which player will say yes to signing a contract just to sell him like 2 months later?
I don't know. Somebody.
Also, why should I sell him?
Would you move him on to like another club in the hopes to get one of their prized assets?
No.
Would you move him on and try to get a Rodrigo?
Who can replace Salah in world football right now? Vinicius Jr.
Go to Real Madrid and be like, yo, give us Rodrigo. I'm not saying he's Mo Salah. Wallahi, I'm not saying he's Mo Salah. I know Mo Salah.
I understand, but he's just not that. We're not that club. The Salah replacement will be Brian Mbeumo. That's why I'm.
Mbeumo's great. Mbeumo's great. You got Marmoush, the other Egyptian guy.
Oh yeah, you guys are Marmoush.
Jared Bowen was another option. Mohamed Kudus. There's a bunch of.
I'm gonna turn into my Hamza bag right now. You know, 14 years ago, Inter Milan won the treble. They're the best team in the world. They then decided to sell Eto'o and sell all the good players that they had because they were a little bit old. They bought a bunch of, this guy's a good player, Freddy Guarin and other players. Then they went 10 years without a league title. The reason, if I take, this is how I know what I'm saying. If I take Salah, Van Dijk, Alisson and Trent and give them to Chelsea, Chelsea would win the league this season. Just those four alone, they win the league directly this season. And that shows you that world-class players, bro, win you fucking games. That was Arsenal's problem this whole time. They don't have someone world-class who can win them a game. World-class players win you the game. Against Chelsea at Anfield, Chelsea probably were a bit more dangerous than us. Salah scores a goal and gets the assist. Who plays that pass to Curtis Jones from like the players? Lewis came out after the game and said, look at his creative bag. These things you can't just buy in the market because we're not that club. If we're the type of club to like, Salah, we're selling you and we're going to go get Lamine Yamal. I get it. But we don't sign that type of player. We sign Mbeumo. So let's replace Salah with Mbeumo. Let's replace Van Dijk with Inacio. Replace Trent with Conor Bradley. And then ask why we're fucking shit for 4 years.
So do you think this is it for Liverpool? This is if you don't sign those players?
If those 3 players leave, that's why this is my last dance season. If those 3 players leave, mediocrity is upon us.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Nothing's guaranteed in football.
I'm all for it.
Nothing's guaranteed in football, but could this bro, I've been there. We replaced all of our invincible legends for young kids and never won anything for 20 years. So I get it. But bro, if you guys don't give them a new contract, could this be another distraction to make you guys fall off?
No, I don't think it's a distraction. I think it's actually a good thing that Salah called out the club now. Because it's almost like a reverse siege mentality where it's like the players versus the club and the players versus the world. Like it's just us against everyone. You think the players in the dressing room don't talk about this? They obviously do. Like they mention this, they speak about this, they think like shit, like our best player hasn't signed a contract. What are they gonna do to me? And I'm glad he's doing this because everyone's waking
Trent's
up
doing Google Pixel ads saying I'd made the switch.
Alhamdulillah, twice we flew an FSG out plane and made worldwide news. And if they don't give Salah contract extension, I will personally fund the plane without asking for any GoFundMe or anything. I'm gonna personally pay for that shit to send it over Anfield and go like, give him a contract or we riot. That's gonna be the words on the plane. Hashtag FSG out.
Also,
talk about.
If you take Mo Salah out of your side, do you think the rest of the players can hold it down? For any reason, if anything happens, I'm not wishing injury on anybody, but I'm just saying if Mo Salah misses a game due to rest, do you see you could win the game without him coming off the bench?
If we lose Salah, no exaggeration, we finish 6th or 7th.
From the position you're in now.
Egal. He's responsible for 67 fucking % of the goals.
He's your most important player. Right
Do you
now.
understand what 67% means? It means
Or
every
you
three
think you're a
goals.
one-man team?
Every 3 goals, he's responsible for 2.
Are you a one-man team?
No, we're not a one-man team, but we're a one-man attack. If Salah doesn't turn up, the rest of them are just sat there like a bunch of clowns doing nothing.
So how come more teams aren't able to nullify him?
Because you can't nullify greatness.
Fair enough.
Egal, in the words, you watch NBA. In the words of
Yeah.
LeBron James, how do you stop Steph Curry? You can't. That's his answer.
You just
How-
you just hope he takes a bad shot.
Yeah. How do you stop Salah? You can't. Do you think anyone could stop Drogba 15 years ago? You think anyone could stop Henry 20 years ago? You think anyone could stop Wayne Rooney? Like, yeah, they tried, but they couldn't. Maybe Wayne Rooney had an off day, you know, but
Just remember,
and
if
you
this
wanna know something?
conversation ever comes up and they say about Haaland, could anyone stop Haaland back? Ben Davies did. All right.
No, I think people can stop Haaland actually.
Yeah. That's
It's
what I'm
been
saying.
happening.
Holland has been nullified lately, but hey,
But you know, in 10 years, when he's broken every goal scoring record known to man, people are going to say how unstoppable he was. Hey, one man's got something to say about it. His name is Sir Benjamin.
what about Gabriel and Saliba? I think he's only scored 1 goal against them. He's played 5.
Ben Davies 0.
many
What
games?
do you guys make of the game against Southampton?
2.
By the way, Lewis, tell me your thoughts on the Southampton game.
Southampton had a bit of fight, but like the quality wasn't really there. Like, I do think a lot of your goals did come down more to Southampton mistakes or just an odd little bit of luck. Like, Salah is Salah, but one of the goals was a dead touch and the other one was a penalty. But yeah, you get them, you score them. Can't say too much about it. And ultimately, you had enough in the second half to win the game. It's just about it. Better team won at the end of it.
I think McCarthy was playing for us, to be honest with you, at some point in time. The guy was just.
Bro, the
horrible.
first one was literally a pass to Sobozai for no reason. No, it's a pass to someone else. I think Jones got it to Sobozai.
Yeah, Jones. Yeah,
build-up.
Jones passed it. So I was
The
like,
second one is just lucky touch, rolls into the
in a
net.
tighter race, to
None
be
of
fair,
them
everyone
probably
need
had
a bit of
goalkeeper.
luck.
Yeah, you do.
Everyone needs
Yeah,
a bit
yeah.
of
Like, I'm not saying it in
It's
a
a
bad
sign,
way or
actually,
anything.
yeah.
Like, it's not anything to like take the shine from Liverpool. It's just, that's the way the game went. You won.
I can't lie. It's not even
All I
about
have to say
taking.
is Southampton are the worst
Right,
team in the league, and they gave everybody a reason to look at them and be like, "What are you guys doing?" Like the handball, that was a ridiculous handball.
The goalkeeper. Oh my.
The handball, the goalkeeper. You know what?
Oh my goodness.
People said to me it wasn't a gifted goal. Be honest, that first goal, even though it was a good finish from Sabazalai, that was a gift. The goalkeeper.
All
literally
3
gave
goals
you-
we
all
scored.
3
were
goals were
gifted.
good. Yeah.
Oh my god! And then
All 3 goals.
and then finally,
Lewis is talking about taking
the
the
re-
shine away. It's not even about taking the shine away. The performance was dog shit, but we just won. I'll be honest with you.
is
An
the
ugly-
It was
an
performance.
dog
ugly
shit
win.
for your standards. I still think it was better than Southampton, though.
Does
Yeah,
that,
we
you know
were,
the thing
we
is
were
though,
better
that
overall.
performance doesn't give me any hope that Liverpool are going to go on to drop points because they played so like whatever, and the other team couldn't capitalize. So it's going to
Yeah.
be a situation where you're going to have to see if teams can still slow down Liverpool because they scored 3 goals in this game. It could have been a situation where they could have it could have been a penalty 3-1 game done, but the referee also bottled it in that situation. It was tight. I don't think it was a nailed penalty, but hey, I think because they gave them the first penalty, which was kind of dodgy in the first place, they probably didn't want to give a second.
Yeah, the second, I don't think the second was a penalty. Konate barely touched him. Like, but regardless, look.
No, I'm talking about
obviously-
the goalkeeper took him out.
Yeah, but that one he literally ran into him. I watched the replay. Like the player just ran into the goalkeeper.
Fair
You
enough.
can't count that as a foul. But anyway, look, I think we were lucky. I admit when we were very lucky to win the game. Literally, it was Southampton mistakes, but we were the better team as well. So, hey ho, it is what it is.
Hey,
Big up,
do
Africa.
you think you can maintain this? Because 12 games, 2 games where you drop points. Bro, basically, if you keep this up for the rest of the season, that means you're going to finish on, you're going to only drop another potential, 5 more, 6 more points for the rest of the season? I don't think that's possible.
Here's the thing, Egal.
8 points.
After the next 4 games, I'll be able to objectively tell you, just like for you, after the next 7 games, you'll know for a fact. Meaning, Egal thinks Arsenal are in a title race. Egal thinks Arsenal are going to challenge for the league. No problem. But if in the next 7 games you drop points in 3 of them, then you'll change your mind. For me, yes, I think Liverpool are doing really well right now. I'm very happy with the way that we're playing, all that type of stuff, barring Southampton because the performance was shit. But if we beat Newcastle away, beat Everton away, beat Man City, beat Spurs, you know, Spurs will probably be the easiest game out of those ones. But if we beat...
keep saying that. Every bald Netherlands
Spurs is
fraud
my bitch.
that comes across Ange Postecoglou.
Spurs is my bitch.
Yeah,
Spurs
you
my
keep
bitch.
saying that.
Spurs
Keep
my
saying that.
bitch.
Wait till they change
Spurs game's so far
Anfield
away.
to Angefield.
There you
They're
are.
going to call it Angefield. You'll never
Knew it
walk
was
alone,
coming.
mate. You never walk alone, mate. That's what you'll be singing next.
And might
The
be
game
gone
is
by
not
then.
actually at Anfield, you fraud. It's actually at your stadium.
Yeah, no, it's an appetizer.
Yeah, it has good Yelp reviews. So we're
It's at
going to
the
go in
toilet
there. I'm
bowl.
going
That's
to
why I'm saying your fans are going to have a great,
hold.
a good time.
But anyway,
Best
after
food and
those games, I'll be
cheese
able
No,
to
but
tell you.
Hussam, I
What?
have one more thing to say before
Yes.
you answer my question.
Tell.
Is it crazy to say you guys are gonna have a slip up because people are making it seem like you guys are unbeatable and everything's gonna be perfect and rosy and fairy tales and rainbows and Mo Salah, Van Dijk, and Trent are gonna leave with the league title or maybe re-sign and all announced they're gonna re-sign with the league title in their hands, and it's just really like, come on.
I feel like one or two injuries can
you
really
guys were telling us
derail
all
that.
the last 2 years when Arsenal was challenging, you're telling us, guys, slow down. It's early. But all of a sudden, it's different.
No, different who? I'm literally as slow as they come when it comes to this topic. I'm not saying it's over. I'm not saying we're
I'm not
favorites.
talking about you specifically.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
talking about the
saying,
chat.
listen, everyone knows. Chat, you know what to spam. We're the leopard and the 3. We're the underdog. I'm the underdog, bro.
You should put a Spurs logo on one of them other baby little lions over there. Little
If
baby
Spurs
lions.
win the league, I will chop my balls off live on YouTube. That's
You
how
said that twice now,
Hey.
so you know.
That's
Yeah, I
crazy.
said that's
from
what
your
I say the
lips
third time.
to
I'll
Allah's
chop
ears.
my balls off live on air on YouTube and get my channel demonetized and cancelled if Spurs win the league. That's how confident I am. I will Project Mbappe of my future will be gone. My genitals will be gone. Everything will be destroyed.
Jesus,
Jeez.
Yes. That's
Why
how
are you going
sure
that
I am.
far?
bro. I'll be
Spurs winning
honest.
the league
Even if it
happen.
was,
Wow.
even if
Spurs
I
winning the
felt
league.
that
Are you guys
confident about
aware?
something, I'm never putting that wager on the line. I don't
Bro,
give a
he's like,
damn.
could you
I'm
win the
putting
If there's a
confidently.
0.0001% chance of it happening,
There's
no.
not even a 1 in a million chance that you win the league. There isn't.
You know,
Because you're not as good as
people
us, you're not
manifest
as
things
good
in
as
all
City.
type of ways, and this might be the way that Spurs needed to be manifested a Premier League trophy.
Stop it. Anyway, big up to all of you guys. Speaking of Spurs, we're going to come to Spurs now in a bit before we end on Chelsea. Big up to all of you guys. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Also, guys, please go subscribe to all these guys' channels. Subscribe to Carefree Lewis G. Egal Talks Football. Shikh TV is in the chat. And United Spurs of America for more waffle about Spurs winning the league. Speaking of Spurs and United Spurs of America, you get me? I know yesterday we spent the whole stream cooking Hamza, but let's talk more about Spurs
That was beautiful.
today. Oh, yesterday was just elite, to be honest. I'm disappointed.
Sorry,
Egal 'cause
I'm sorry I
it was
missed it.
full.
But next time Man City lose, I'll be there.
Yeah, Lewis said if City lose, I'm gonna pull up. He pulled up, and he actually made the cooking so good. RSM made 4 shorts out of it. You fraud! You said, "Oh, I'm gonna if you lose to Spurs, Hamza, I'm gonna cook you." And then I messaged him like, "Sorry, I'm busy, Hussam. Hold that. Go ahead, Jacob. Talk to me about Spurs."
Vicario.
Jacob, can you get the grip? Can you actually get it together and talk about the fucking game first? And then you could tell me about the injury. Vicario. He's shit anyway. Go ahead.
Ange Postecoglou and Tottenham Hotspur showed me exactly what I've been smelling and what I knew he was cooking up in the kitchen this entirety of the season. But everybody
Absolutely.
just want to act like they smell something else. Oh, I need more rigatoni. Oh, I need more mushrooms. Oh, more Forbetta cheese. Fuck your Forbetta cheese. How about this Munda cheese? Ange pulled some cheese from under these nuts, and you know what? Everybody eating good now. 4-0 win on your fucking head, you cuck Spurs fans. You ain't down. Oh, the result didn't go our way. Ain't down. Oh, he stands there with his hands in his pockets looking clueless. You look fucking clueless in your mom's dungeon, fucking waiting for her to make you oatmeal and grits for breakfast, you fucking weirdo. Talking about my manager. This is UK folks. They don't like the notion of a big fat man from Australia running shit and doing a better job than they've ever done in their entire life. So they can hold that. These fucking weirdos. I feel like every year I try to defend Spurs fans and say, no, they don't deserve all the shit that they get. No, they don't deserve that. You know what? I've Changed my mind. I think they deserve every little bit of it, because as soon as they get something nice, they say, it's not as good as I thought it would be, though. Yeah, I've never had caviar, and it's more fancy than any other McDonald's Happy Meal I've eaten my entire 45 years of living. But you know, it's fish eggs, weird, ew. Like, that's what it is. Children, they need to grow up. They need to realize Ainge knows more than you. Ainge is a better manager than you. Ainge has better talent ID than you. Ainge can do shit better than you. That's why he's managing the club that you're a fucking fan of. So don't talk to me about, is everything okay? Am I yelling too much? All right, my wife just bust up in here quick, so I didn't know if I was in trouble. But like I said, the cuckery must end. That's right, honey. The cuckery must end. Ainge is the one to end the cuckery. If these Spurs fans are like, oh, it's more comfortable here under the sheet in the corner of the room. Oh, it's more comfortable watching someone else with my lover. Yeah, it might be for you, but it's time to get out of that, because I want something different for this club. Ainge wants something different for this club. And you know what? All you weirdos can hold that. You don't like Ainge? Ainge don't care. Ainge gonna win you a trophy, flip you the double birds, and it's everything you deserve, you fucking losers. All right, so that's the Spurs fans. So back on the match again. Ainge Postecoglou doing what I know he will do, always do. Be the man that I know him to be. Fuck everybody up. Manchester's mine, bitch. Lily White.
Egal, you don't even know. Jacob, for the last 2 weeks, has had to hear every single Spurs fan on this YouTube app talking about Ainge out and how he has no tactics and how they're going to get slapped up by Man City, only for them to go to Man City and give them a 4-0 whooping in their own backyard with Ben Davies and Dragusin. If you're a Spurs fan and you want Ainge gone, I don't think you understand that you actually have a very good manager on your hands. Very good manager on your hands. But you've messed up the transfer window. You've not helped him out. I think... I say this always and I say it again. I think 5 of us on this panel can get into a room, sit on a table, have a laptop in front of us, and give Spurs with the same exact budget a better transfer window. The only signing that I think has been a straight up success for them is Solanke. He's been fucking unbelievable, even when he hasn't scored. You know, he has had very good games even without goals, which is very rare for a striker. So for me, other than that, bro, some of the money these guys spend is just so bad, the way that they spend money. And look, you tried the Mourinho route, you tried the Conte route, you tried the Nuno Santo route.
And those are two guys that don't not win. But what happened when they came here?
Exactly. And now you're going with a manager who plays good football, entertaining football, which is the Spurs way, you know? And there is a possibility of you winning a trophy. Yes, I know. Bro, that's crazy.
These loser Spurs fans are saying Sam Allardyce, Ryan Mason. These are the type of names they're throwing out there when they're saying who they'd rather. Oh, Sam Allardyce would set us up in a shape that could actually go out there and do. Shut your bitch ass up. Sam Allardyce is sitting in Cancun with a fucking Mai Tai in his hand and a breakfast bagel in the other. Talking about Sam Allardyce. Ryan Mason, bro, don't even get me started on Ryan Mason. Fuck Ryan Mason. How about that? He's been the mole inside this club for far too long. He ain't been a manager ever. So like, what are we talking about? They get one little bit of uncomfortability. One little bit of, oh, this don't feel the way I thought it would feel. Well, yeah, because the players let down the manager. And that happens. Kuti's let down the manager. These forwards and forward areas have let down the manager. If we have been 15 to 20% in our chances that we create, we'd be in second place right now. But Solanke has missed some. Outside of his finishing specifically, I think he's been a fantastic signing. But he has missed some big chances that versus Arsenal, versus Palace, and Ipswich. That's 3 different games. We could have at least gotten 6-7 points if, you know, he had scored hypothetically. But again, it's all hypotheticals, and I only operate in what we have done and have not done. And what we have not done is played everybody in the league. And until that it really happens, I don't really know why I would be anything other than let me see what Ainge can do, because we've done the whole 18 months with this guy, 18 months with that guy, and we signed Ainge to a 4-year deal. I would at least like to see us get more than halfway through that contract before I start saying. However, it's okay to criticize Ainge. It's okay to say he got this sub wrong, or I think if he would have done this. That's what having a football opinion is. But I think in the end, when you are given what you're given and Ainge is working with the tools that he's given, they say, oh, well, you're supposed to form to those tools. And this is where I wanted to challenge Shikh a little bit and the Amorim thing. Like, I get it. It was his first game. It's the middle of the season. He didn't even have a preseason. So it's a little, the context is a little different. However, whenever Ainge first came in, my thought along the, even with Dyer, Sanchez, and the other fucking losers we had in this team, I still said, show me an identity, show me a philosophy and a style of play that I can understand and get behind. Whether I think the players are up for it or not, I don't give a shit. And that's what Ainge did, despite Van de Ven going out, despite losing all these different starters. We never changed our philosophy. And I always said a consistency to philosophy is more important in your first season than adaptability to circumstance. Now what you're seeing is Ainge adapting a little bit to the circumstances. The fullbacks are both not inverting as high because we don't have that recovery pace. We're not just leaving two, fuck these fireworks. We're not just doing two at the back at times when we have the ball. So there's little ways that he's adapting. And again, I vent so much anger and frustration because, again, you take the piss out of his tactics, take the piss out of the results, his subs, whatever, his starting 11, that's all fine. But when you go to the level of he's got his hands in his pockets, he looks down in an interview, oh, we lost. And, remember that other interview? He was so happy and making jokes and funny, bubbly, fuzzy. But I don't like him anymore because he's not nice to the media. We lost and he was being a dick. It's like, of course, we fucking lost and he's pissed. What do you want him to be like? Oh, it's okay, guys. We're losers. We accept it. He's not a loser. He's a winner. Spurs fans, losers. Okay? So get that through their head. Understand that he's here trying to change your fucking lifestyle, which is the lifestyle of a cuck loser. And they don't like it. They say, it's safe under this sheet. Please don't take the sheet off my head. But Ainge ripping that fucking sheet off. Grow up, be a man, please your own damn wife. How about that?
Okay. Anyone has anything to say about Spurs? Guess not. Okay. So moving on to
they did really good versus Man City. And Man City, I wish I could talk more about Man City, but you did that already on Sunday.
You bottled it, Egal. You bottled it
I
just like
didn't
your
bottle.
club. Because Lewis said he's gonna come. He came and he cooked the shit out of Hamza. And you, because you're a fraud, you bottled it. So don't tell me I wanted to cook Man City. Yesterday you had prime opportunity. We were bringing people out like it's the fucking Royal Rumble. Lewis, Dio, we were just sending out invitations. Hamza was getting barbecue.
He tried to run too. Yeah, he was trying to run.
Husam, what did I message you?
You said you're busy.
No. What did I say before that?
Before that, you told me you're busy.
No, I said he will lose again and I will be there next time.
Hey, the way, inshallah, next week. Ya Rab, Liverpool,
just a few notes about the result as well. I just want to say Ainge did make history. He had a lot of historical factors around that win. 52 plus matches played at the Etihad, not one loss. But don't worry, Ainge Postecoglou came to town. Pep Guardiola's never lost 5 in a row. Don't worry, Ainge Postecoglou came to town. And he was, ostensibly 40% of this historical marker that Ruben Amorim was also a part of, and Herzlberger, whatever.
You're going to lose your next game to Fulham, right? I'm sorry to be Debbie Downer. I'm sorry to ruin your parade, but you're gonna,
Well, it's the same people saying, right, Jacob? We're saying, you're going to lose to City, right? Pep never loses 5 in a row.
Jacob,
I know. The odds are stacked against us. Fulham got 6
Don't
points
worry, I was
last
going to
year.
say that. Yeah, we know what's happening next week anyway.
Jacob, what's the Spursy thing to do?
Bro, we just took our L today. Why are we going to take another? It's win, lose, win, lose. No. We
That
won
is
at the
not an
weekend.
L.
Vicario's
That is not
gone.
an
That's
L.
an L. We're going to win versus. Oh shit! If we win versus Roma, then we will lose versus Fulham.
What happened today?
And then you'll win in the midweek, and then who do you play?
Fulham.
No.
After
They're dropping
Fulham.
points to Fulham. They play Fulham next, no?
Yeah, they
in the
got
Premier
Roma,
League, but it's
then they got
Roma
Fulham,
on Thursday.
Then there's a midweek game. We all have midweek games. And
So my pattern
okay,
still holds where Egal could still be right, which is win, lose, win, lose. We won at the weekend. We lost today because of Vicario, and then we're going to lose again. That would mean that we win versus Roma, and then we lose at the weekend. So I am a little
What
concerned.
kind of fucked up math is this? They're gonna beat Fulham. Watch this. They're gonna beat Fulham.
I pray. This Vicario thing punched me right in the balls because I felt like this Man City win 4-0 away from home, silencing all the narratives. So, shut up. But you know what? When you beat City, Pep didn't want it. He didn't care enough. Pep just signed a 2-year extension, but he doesn't care enough. But I just, man, Fraser Forster, you fucking starting for your team in any fucking match. I want to know how you feel.
Here's the thing, Jacob, on a real, if you defend the way that you defended against Man City, then Fraser Forster won't be needed maybe 2 or 3, 4 times in a game. And if he can make
had 5 saves, 2 high claims, 3 punches, the motherfucker was working. I'm expecting Fraser Forster to do something.
But you still defended really well. But the one guy, to be honest with you, if I'm doing team of the season, one guy that I'm putting in the team is fucking Kulusevski, because this guy, that performance away at the Etihad, Lord have mercy, that guy was just unbelievable.
That was maybe the best game I've ever seen from Kulusevski. He's been our most consistent player this entire season. And, you know, I've admittedly, before the season started, I didn't even know what his best position was. We had tried him in a false 9 in the preseason. I didn't really like him as a winger. Then I thought moving him in centrally last year was good, but then he started getting bullied in the midfield. And then now it's like he started on the wing. That assist to James Maddison was from the wing position. So it's like Brennan Johnson doesn't make that cross. That only comes if Kulusevski's there. It's kind of wherever Kulu has to play, he's going to perform well for us. And, you know, his worst games were when we've looked our worst. So he's really been like our most valuable player right now.
I hear you. Okay, let's move on to Chelsea. We end on Chelsea. Big up to everyone watching us. Make sure you guys are liking. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Final section of the day. Chelsea win again. You get me? Enzo Maresca, another win at his former club. And what's the name of the guy with the drunk eyes again?
Steve Cooper.
Steve Cooper gets sacked, you know.
Marshall Casually FC can hold that because he was trying to prop up Steve Cooper this summer.
No.
What a weirdo.
What?
Yeah. He was like, I'd like Steve Cooper. And it's just like, bro.
Wait, Marshall said he'd like Steve Cooper at Chelsea?
Yeah. No, for U.S. men's national team.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
whenever we hired Poch, it was during Poch's first game, or the game right whenever we hired
Yeah, but
Poch.
that doesn't make it any better because Steve Cooper.
He was like, I
definitely
prefer
not
Steve
definitely.
Cooper. I was like, you are on that bougie Bannon. Shout out Deji.
As bad as each other. As bad as each other.
Stop.
I don't know.
Man.
Well, see,
they're
at least
one
one
from last
doesn't look
season.
like Hills Have Eyes. I'm sorry. I just don't like looking at him. They cut the close-ups. I don't want to see
Cooper
that.
got a clean sheet at my ground last season. He's only won at 4 grounds.
He just looks like he's always trying to squeeze out a fart
one of
silently.
them's at my ground. So,
You know that,
they're
like-
as bad as each
That's
other.
all funny, Jacob.
Okay.
At least
No.
Poch has something about. I mean, I am not a clown, but you know, outside of that, it's all good. America's best ever
He has
manager.
extra buttons on his trousers, but that's about it.
Okay. Can we let it go? 'Cause
Steve
Poch
Cooper
left.
has extra.
Nah,
Actually,
fuck
has
you.
less
I'd
bites
kill
per
my
apple.
football club.
His XA expected apple bites is very low because it just takes one chunk
Premier
from
League
Steve
is
Cooper.
so insane. How
Poch's
the fuck are West Ham
expected
beating?
bites per game is very
How the
high.
fuck are West Ham beating Newcastle 2-0? This league is just so stupid.
Because Isak and Gordon are some pussios.
Okay, Lewis,
Honestly,
tell me your
nothing
thoughts on
makes sense.
Chelsea, Leicester, brother.
Southampton almost beat you, and they're the worst team in the league. You're top of the table.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. Anyway, go ahead, Lewis. Talk to me, brother. You want red carpet? Yalla, talk about Chelsea, Leicester.
I was waiting, but Egal wanted to say something, so I was going to let him land. But yeah. We beat Leicester. Great to see Chelsea back on my screens again for the first time in years. I'm enjoying watching this football club. It wasn't like prime Chelsea or anything like that, but we have the same issues coming out the international break as like a lot of our clubs did. There's the questions about where Enzo would be fully sharp for the game, whether Caicedo was. And Enzo actually had one of his better performances for us. He was a lot better defensively and offensively. Who else? Just Caicedo. Badiashile and João Felix were the real surprises for me because I've seen these men stink up in the Conference League. These guys came back for this game, and it kind of looked like some of the performances I saw in 22-23. Badiashile was a lot more composed. João Felix actually had some end product. Nicholas Jackson is now like the second best striker in the league for me this season, just based on performances. This guy just constantly is either scoring goals for us or he's getting involved in the link-up play. And the problem he had last season was he wasn't bagging the goals at a consistent rate. Now he's doing it. I'm a couple performances away from just calling him the best performing striker in the league, the way Erling Haaland's moving, but he's still got a bit of credit in the bank from the start of the season, so I won't take it there just yet. But as of now, second best striker in the league. First half, I thought we started really well. We got the early goal, which we needed to get. They kind of should have gone down to 10 men. Indeed, he should have been off. Sumare should have been off, but whatever. I know the referees are never going to be consistent, so we keep it moving. Kind of petered off towards the end of the first half, but we came back in the second half. We're a little bit better, just couldn't get the ball in the back of the net. Noni unluckily gets in the way of Palmer's shot. That would have been an easy goal for him. There was a couple of other chances as well from, like, I think Felix and Nicholas Jackson in periods of the game too. Noni as well. He got kind of worse as the game progressed. But then Enzo gets the second goal for beautiful Cucurella cross into Jackson. And the game's done. Even though Robert Sanchez had to still make things difficult for us at the end by not saving one of the easiest penalties he's ever going to deal with in his career. But this is why I'm saying no one talked to me about Chelsea in a title race, because Robert Sanchez is not lifting the Premier League. Sorry, it's just not happening. Not unless he's doing it as a bench warmer. So, yeah, it's good to be back. Good to see the Chelsea doing their thing again. Like I said, this is a very good run of fixtures that we have coming up. We just have to capitalize on it. And I know if we do that, the conversation about being in the title is only going to keep going, but don't care. I'm just here to enjoy the ride because I know exactly where we're going to be at the end of the season, and that is the top 4. And that's what my target's been for this season. Anything else above that is an overachievement in my eyes. So I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be better. I feel so confident that we will end the season in the top 4, and we're in the Conference League, so we're going to get that trophy sorted. I'm happy. I'm happy, and I'm enjoying the season. I couldn't ask for more.
Okay. Egal, you always have something to say about Chelsea?
Yeah, it was Enzo Fernandez actually showed up. Give him credit.
That's it?
Nice.
Nothing really negative to say.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It wasn't the best results. It wasn't the best performance, but they got the result. I'm not really going to make fun of Cole Palmer because I don't expect people to make fun of Saka if the team wins and he doesn't really get a goal or an assist, especially when a player takes a shot off you. And finally, yeah, Enzo Maresca leaves Leicester. Now you got Leicester fans crying they need him back. So,
bro, you got the Leicester players went out for a party afterwards. They had the sign saying, "Enzo, I miss you." And this guy is just unbelievable. But the silence speaks volumes in itself. So yeah, we just keep doing our thing. No one has to worry about us. We're all good.
Yeah.
The whole Chelsea in a title race. Chelsea finishing 3rd. Where are you with all these conversations?
Top 4 and a trophy. Everything else an overachievement to me, and I'm not thinking about anything else. We could be 2nd by the end of next week. Brilliant. That's just even funnier for all the teams that are beneath us. But for me, nah, I'm not thinking about no title race. If you guys allow me to start thinking about a title race, I'm cooking everybody for the rest of the season. Just for all the bullshit that I heard about my football club over the last 2 years. Now suddenly I'm back in a title race with a championship manager after we should have kept Poch and we were going to be mid-table by Christmas and all of that. Cool. I don't expect to be in a title race, but if I am, shame on every single one of you. Shame on every single one of you.
All I'm going to say is come the end of the season, if you start saying, oh, I'm not only looking at top 4, you trying to change your expectations, then we're going to have a conversation. But right now, I'll give it up to you, bro. You're really good at what you do.
Oh.
You're a good Chelsea rep. You protect your club.
Come on, man. Proper fucking Chelsea. And yeah, like that's the thing. It's too early for me to have those sorts of to change my aspirations. That depends on all of you lot. So you lot do what is expected of you. Top 4 and a trophy. I'm fine. I'm easy.
If by any means you don't win that European trophy, then we will talk. Right now,
oh yes, we will.
I don't think Chelsea is gonna basically get a free pass this year. New manager, they're looking good. They're up there. As long as they get top 4 in a trophy, no one's really gonna cook you. But if you lose to Tottenham, could get funny.
Yep, the run of games that we have, like Villa's going to be a test this weekend. Everything else should be guaranteed 3 points, and I include Tottenham away in that.
Also,
So
is Cole
just
Palmer
don't
injured? Like,
embarrass
what's up
us.
with him? Is Cole
Is what?
Palmer injured on the real?
No. I think he was fine for the game. He didn't even play badly. Just didn't get any GNA. But he actually played pretty well. Like, and he didn't annoy me with his performance. He seemed consistent on the ball. Should have scored. Didn't have a bad game.
He would have had an assist if Cucurella wasn't offside.
I vaguely even remember that chance. I won't even front. But yeah, he didn't play badly. The only ones was like Noni got worse by the second half. First half, I didn't think he played badly. And Sanchez, and it's just standard Sanchez at this point.
I don't think any manager in world football can fix Sanchez, I'll be honest with you.
I know, but Maresca's just stubborn with it. He thinks he will. So it's like, cool. He costs me any more points, I'm blaming you. So whatever.
Sorry, I'm just looking. I'm trying to find Chelsea's fixtures because I want to have this. Wait, you said
I'll bring it up.
you said our next okay, here. Aston Villa. Oh, okay. You said Aston Villa. Okay. You said Aston Villa at Stamford. I thought this game was away. My bad. Okay, so Aston Villa, Southampton, Spurs, Brentford, Everton, Fulham, Ipswich, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, Wolves. Whoa!
And then City end of the month.
No. Actually, until January 25th, objectively speaking, probably the most difficult fixture is Aston Villa.
Yep.
You're
Maybe
right.
Everton, because we don't like playing at Everton, but like if that's the toughest one, it kind of says
Spurs,
a lot.
because it's a derby, will be tough. You get it? Just because it's a derby.
We'll beat them.
Just because it's a derby. But other than that, like, you could go on a little bit of a run here till January 25th. But then after that, your fixtures are a fuckery. You got City away, Brighton away, Villa away.
Jeez.
Then you play Arsenal away. This is from like end of January till early March.
Our running isn't pretty either. Everton at home, Liverpool at home, Newcastle away, United at home, and then we end the season at Forest.
Hopefully, we have the league sorted by then, inshallah. You get me? So, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. Then you can play the B team against us.
No,
I think you want to know something,
the
Lewis?
The league title has to go up until the 37th game minimum. We cannot.
Here we go with Egal's law of physics.
We cannot. No. We cannot go to Anfield and be given a guard of honor. It cannot happen.
That will be the best thing, Lewis. That alone is why you should become an ally. You know, game week 36, they come to Anfield. If they give us a guard of honor with Arne Slot walking through, listen here, you Chelsea. Listen here, you Chelsea scumbags in the chat. I know I said a lot of stuff about your club for the last 2 years, but it's time to come together. I'm telling you, I'm your last hope. Because City are looking like ass right now. If we beat City next week, I'll teach you the lyrics to You'll Never Walk Alone. And game week 36, Arsenal come to Anfield. If Arteta and those bunch of Arsenal frauds give us a guard of honor at Anfield.
Game week 36?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Wow, that is late. That could actually be a title decider.
Yes. Hopefully not. Hopefully they give us a guard of honor. Hopefully,
last time we went to Anfield for a title decider, we needed to win 2-0 on the final day of the season. We won it 89.
No, the last time you went to Anfield in a title decider, you drew 2-2 when Shakha pissed off Trent.
I'm talking about
because you needed to win the title. So
I'm talking about the title race between the two of us.
Oh, you're selectively talking about the title race, huh? Fraud. Don't forget, Anfield is your burial ground. Don't ever forget this.
I know none of you guys were old enough to remember that. Even I wasn't, but it's a big part of Arsenal's history, and I just wanted to mention it. 89, Anfield. We beat you 2-0 to win the league on the final day of the season. Historic.
No, I remember hearing about that one, but
yeah, everyone knows about that, but like
that's
1989, bro. This is 2024.
Yeah, I don't know if that Arsenal team's got the same minerals.
Bro, listen, guard of honor, game week 36. Lord have mercy. That'll be the best fucking thing ever, bro. I swear to God. That'll be the funniest thing ever. Arteta phase 5 versus Slot phase 1. Guard of honor, bro. It'll be the fucking best thing.
Yeah, that's why I don't mind if it ends up being you winning the league. I got enough material to ride through the summer with that. That's fine.
Oh, we
don't impact us at all because I know I'm doing my thing. I'm getting top 4. I'm getting my trophy, so I don't need to be greedy. I don't need more than that. If you lot have me start dreaming of something else, cool. Your own fault for that. But until then, Sure, I got my targets. I don't need people to start putting extra expectations on my club just so they can drag us back down when we don't reach it. Because
Yeah,
no,
but that's actually some of your own fans doing that. That's the thing.
Yeah, I know, and like, look, I like that we can have that conversation. It's been a while since we could talk about the title. No.
I'm not gonna name any names, Papa Beard, but there is a lot of Chelsea fans, you know, who out here waffling, talking about the lion climbing the tree and all that stuff. So
I don't mind it though. Like, I like our own fans, like starting to do a little bit of the chest day and everything. But nah, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. When I say we can go for the title, is when I look at that squad and I think that team can win the league. Not with Robert Sanchez in goal. No. Now, you get me a goalkeeper and an experienced centre-back in January, and we're within touching distance of top, I might talk a bit differently. But I don't even think we'll do that. So, hey, what do I know?
I hear it. We'll see what happens. We'll see. Shut the hell up, Papa Beard. We all know what you messaged, Mo, you fraud. Anyway, big up to all of you guys. This was an absolutely fantastic stream. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Carefree Lewis G. It's in the description. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Egal Talks Football. It's in the description. Make sure you guys go subscribe to United Spurs of America. It's in the description. Subscribe to Shikh TV. It's in the description. And this stream is going to take you over to Saad's football corner. We're redirecting to Saad. We're gonna spam his chat with 0 UCL. Sometimes you don't have to overthink it. This is the best spamming thing we can spam in Saad's chat. How can I get Saad's Majin Boo ass upset? Just spam his chat.
That's so rare.
Spam his chat with
so
0
frustrating.
Champions Leagues. Just spam that shit. You get me? So yeah, spam it in his chat so we can piss him the fuck off. Just 0 UCL, no emojis, no nothing, and he'll know that the ton of sub audience has made it. Anyway, love you all.
I'm going
Big up
live
to
also,
African
man.
Cat, Jack Howe, and Comical Ali. See you guys whenever we see you, man. Peace.
Peace out, guys.
Bless.